What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good day. So I feel like I haven't done one of these videos in forever, but the new Eminem album dropped, so you know we gotta talk about it. The Death of some Shady, Coup de Grace, came out today. I actually listened to it last night. I stayed up late and listened to it. And let me just go right off the bat and say, fire! Nah, but it's really, it's pretty good. But we're gonna talk about all of that in this video. And I'm also gonna give my sales prediction on what this album is gonna sell in the first week. So yeah, amazing album, like I said. I was really surprised to hear the Bizarre feature. Pleasantly surprised. Let me add the pleasantly in front of the surprised. Because I've always been a Bizarre fan. I always thought Bizarre was really funny back in the D12 days. He was my favorite member of the group outside of Eminem, you know what I mean? The other guys were just kind of like, I'm not gonna say they were bad, but they were just boring, I guess you could say. I mean, they had some alright verses, but it was just nothing like, it was like cookie cutter. There was nothing special about it. But Bizarre actually stood out because of his humor, so I was really happy to see he was on there. And it was funny how he said something about wanting to be on a Haley Jade's podcast. So yeah, that was cool. Usually I'm not a fan of the Skylar Grey stuff. And I know a lot of people that I see on the internet are always complaining like, oh, he put Skylar Grey on every album, oh my goodness, she sucks. And I agree, a lot of the songs they've done together have been very lackluster. But this one that they did on here, I forget the name of the song, was actually, in my opinion, probably the best song they've ever done together. Like, just the beat and and how she was singing on the song went really good together. So like that for me, that song was a highlight. My first time listening to the album, that song came off as a highlight. She really did well in the chorus. Like I said, the beat was good. It came together well, and it was a good song with a good message about his daughter, loving his daughter, and all that good stuff. So it was a good song. I like Guilty Conscience too, but I wish Dr. Dre would have been on there. I don't know why he called it Guilty Conscience too. Like, I was expecting the song to be, you know, like have like a psychiatrist or psychologist talking over the song or in the background of the song like they did on the original, but it sounded nothing like that. Like, I like the song, don't get me wrong, but I just thought it was weird to title it Guilty Conscience 2 when it didn't sound anything like the original. It didn't even have the same song structure or setup or anything like that. So I don't know why he called it that, but it was a good song, but it was just surprising. I guess you put it that way. Weren't really a lot of features at all, which I was also happy to hear, because out of all Eminem's albums, anytime there's a feature, 80% of the time, I'd rather just hear another Eminem verse. 80% of the time. Usually the feature just doesn't stand up to Eminem. It just kind of, it's like, why didn't he just do another verse? There was no reason for a feature. And it's not like I know now with rap, features are almost needed for a lot of artists because they can't stand on their own 2 feet. Eminem can. A lot of these rappers are lazy. They just get on the microphone and they just spit some lazy shit, and then they fall off a couple years later because because they're drug addicts, they're junkies, and they don't have the true passion for rap that Eminem has to keep going for years and years and years. So for them, it makes sense to do a ton of features because they don't even care about rapping anyway. Like, the art of rapping, it means nothing to them. So, but Eminem, it actually means a lot. So I never liked it when he would put a bunch of these whack features on his album. So I was happy to see that he didn't put a lot on this one. And some people were saying, well, Bizarre is whack. He's funny though. You know what I mean? I got a little chuckle out of it. So if you can make me laugh, I say put him on the song. I'm trying to think, were there any other features? Like I said, I listened to it last night. I don't think there was anything big on there. I mean, obviously you got the Toby song with Big Sean and Babytron. Not a Babytron fan at all. I think he sucks. I don't like his voice. I don't like the way he looks. I think he looks like a nerd, like some construction worker you see on the side of the road building houses, doing drugs all day. He just looks like a loser to me. And you know, I'm not judging him just off his looks. I just honestly, I don't like the way he raps either. he just doesn't do it for me. Big Sean used to be a big fan, not so much anymore. But the song itself was okay. That honestly, out of every Baby Sean song I've heard, that's the best I've ever heard him on any song. So props to him for rising to the occasion, having an Eminem feature and stepping up to the plate. That was cool. Jelly Roll was on the final song, Somebody Save Me. I believe, because I've listened to Jelly Roll, let's talk about that for a minute. I've known Jelly Roll since 2011, okay? I was listening to him back when he did the Snow album with Lil White and B Peasy. It was like a white group that Project Pat went to Lil White, and he said, hey, I want to do an all-white group. Do you know anybody? And Project Pat was like, I mean, not Project Pat, Lil White was like, my boy Jelly Roll is an amazing rapper. He's white. And then Project Pat was like, I know this guy named B Peasy, so they put him together in a three-way group. B Peasy actually died. But after that, Jelly Roll and Lil White, they did a bunch of albums, a bunch of stuff together. No Filter 1, No Filter 2. So I've been listening to Jelly Roll, the Big Sal story, the stuff with Haystack. I've been listening to Jelly Roll for years and years. So when he blew up in the mainstream, because he was underground for over 10 years, or about 10 years, because I was listening to him from 2011 and he blew up in like 2021. So about 10 years of just putting out a ton of projects in the underground. Like a project every year he did the stuff with Struggle. Him and Struggle did like 4 albums. I was just shocked to see him blow up. But anyway, it's so crazy how everyone wants to do a feature with him now. Now I heard he's gonna be on the new MGK album as the lead single for whatever his new album's gonna be called. He did the Jordan Lucas song now. Everyone wants to feature with him now, even Eminem. Like it's just so shocking to see an artist that you've been listening to for so long blow up like that. But my original point was, as I think that song, the Somebody Save Me song, was a Jelly Roll song. It was a chorus on a Jelly Roll song, and I think it was the Save Me song actually that he did that actually made it blow up. But I didn't go back and double check it. I just know in my brain I've heard that before. I thought it was going to be an original feature when I heard he was going to be on that last song, but when I got to it, I was like, oh, they just used the chorus that he had done a few years ago or whatever. So I could see that song being a hit, possibly. I don't know if they're going to shoot a video for it. I would imagine they might. Another song they could do a video for is maybe the Skylar Grey song. I don't know. I don't know how far Eminem's going to push it with the marketing. He's already done more marketing for this album than he's ever done before. That he's ever done before since about Marshall Mathers LP2, which was what, 11 years ago? Or you could maybe say the one that flopped like crazy. But this is the most promo he's done in at least 10 years, I would say, 11 years. So having said all that, what's it gonna sell in the first week, guys? I mean, look, his last few albums sold roughly in the 200 to 290, 300K range. So he, even with him not doing any promo, he's always done really well with sales. So, and that's with just dropping it. Well, the last one that he just dropped and did really well was Kamikaze. That one did like almost 450K almost. So I think the potential for this one, Death of Slim Shady, is gonna do minimum 300K. I'm not even kidding. This is gonna be his highest selling since Kamikaze, for sure. I'm 90% sure. So I think minimum 300K with all the promo he's done, all the little snippets, not snippets, but like video drops with the Slim Shady tied up and spitting on the grave with a hot Tua girl and all that stuff. He's done a lot of promo. He's gonna wake up his fans from the dead from back in the day. A lot of newer people are gonna listen to it. He's still one of the biggest artists in the world. I think this album sells minimum 300K, and it could do over 400. I'm not even kidding. This album's gonna go nuts on the charts. Number one without a question. Nobody's gonna beat him for number one. And I would be shocked if it sells less than 250K. Absolutely shocked. I do not see it selling less than 250K. If it does, wow, color me surprised. So minimum, like I said, 300. I'm thinking like 350, 400, but like minimum 300K in my opinion. 250, absolute lowest floor. But I'm thinking over 300, 350, maybe 400,000 first week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think it's gonna sell even more than I'm thinking? Do you think it's gonna sell less? Do you see any other possibilities other than what I said? Let me know. If you've never been here before, please subscribe. I really appreciate you guys watching as always, and have a good weekend.